Hello, today I'll show you my route for layer 2, which I think personally is the best, and that's why I'm making a video on it. I want to show you guys so you can get these good purple chests and be able to see Mommy Claris again. So, let's get into it. This guide is just to mostly show the safest and fastest route without being a complete layer 2 guide. During this, I won't speak very much, but I will speak on things you need to know, like the text and tips and whatnot. Right in front of the spawn, you have the first obelisk that you have to interact with to activate. And to the right of it, there's a chance of a purple chest spawning. Make sure you either have your graphics all the way up or go close enough for it to render, because it won't render if you have low graphics from far. Most players already know this, but if you're newer to the game, do not speak to the Kyrsa guard to the left, because you'll spawn multiple Kyrsa guards that will attack you and most likely wipe you. If you stay on the left on this path, you won't have a problem dodging the purple zones. If you still get hit by the purple zone and the spears are coming down, to dodge the spears you simply have to slide jump them at a good timing, but it isn't precise or anything, so you should be fine. If you look top left of the cliff, you might notice an aura from a chest. But be careful, these chests are kinda annoying because there's plenty of invisible walls around them, so just don't get stuck somewhere for no reason. But you can see here how to easily go there. Over here at the library, you have two choices. You can either scale up the wall and then clip through the door, or just simply to do the normal puzzle with the numbers. I personally rather clip through the door than the puzzle, but it's just personal preference. For the clip at the wall, you have to press Q and space immediately after, without any thinking. Also, make sure you're running straight at the door with no other angle involved, because this can make the trick way harder. Don't worry if you're not that good at the trick. Sometimes it takes me a minute or two, sometimes I do it in a single attempt. It's very weird and also ping dependent, I'd say. Now here's the intended way, the library code. It looks like this, and I'll also have the code on screen. If you want to skip this section, you can do that through the timestamps. When you arrive at the city, you want to take a sharp right turn to go in the tower. It has a chance to spawn a chest and also has a teleporter which you go through. For the ladders, you can also just hold space and hold W. You'll climb them very fast, but you might fall off, so be cautious. Here, there's a chance of a chest spawning in front, which is pretty risk-free. You can still get hit, so be cautious. So you just want to take 2 right turns from where you came, then jump in this little vent. Over here, a chest on the right and the left can spawn, so make sure to check both spawns. After interacting with this obelisk, there can be a chest on the right or on the right here. You'll see the beam if it's there. On your way back, a couple monsters are going to spawn. You can either fight them or skip them, or depending on how comfortable you are with that. For the vent, I usually only do 1 jump and then just time my dodge. Make sure here at the ladder, you saw I immediately turned. If you go too much forward, you will spawn 2 Kyrsa guards, and if you go close enough, they'll aggro on you. So just be cautious about that. Here I'm climbing because right behind this wall is the last obelisk, and this is probably also the quickest route. Here you want to go to the left to check for chest spawns. There should be a possibility of 2 chests. After looting this chest, you want to head back towards that obelisk and continue straight. If you look above to the left, there's a chance of there being a chest. Now, Misérables. He has multiple dialogues that are only present if you've not spoken to him before, but these don't matter. As long as you don't press anything in the dialogue you see I am in. This is the final dialogue. The first option, I seek power in my upcoming battle, makes it so when you fight Ethiron, he takes about 30% extra damage from you. This costs 5 medallions, and make sure to have him because if you don't, Misérables will grip you. The second option, I See Clarity, allows you to reset your Youngshul Wish cooldown for 15 knowledge. This is quite useful because it allows you to be able to reroll your bell. After talking to Misérables, I'll show you my route to safely get all the remaining chests and a couple of texts and infos that I've not seen anyone talk about. This building right here is one of the 2 safe buildings that have a chance to spawn with chests. The other 2 buildings are generally not really worth going into even if they have chests because they're very dangerous and have a lot of Kyrsa guards in them. Over here I do a very risky jump, but you don't have to. The reason why you don't want to do this jump is because if you fall down where you saw my cursor, Kyrsa guard can spawn. And look, this is what happens. They aren't that dangerous, but for non-PvE builds, they can be quite tanky and they ragdoll and spear hits. Now that we're back up here again, I'll show you the rest of the route. Over here, there's a chest or 2 that can spawn, and there's also the trial down there. There's a button on the wall. If you press it will spawn multiple waves of Kyrsa guards, and if you clear all of them you get 10 medallions. This should only be done by confident players or PvE. You might see like beams of light for the chests and other buildings, but I don't recommend going unless you're a confident PvE or confident in being able to escape, because most of these are traps and they spawn quite a lot of Kyrsa guards. I'd say about 3 to 4 snipers and a brute. Over here in this teleporter, there's the last possibility of a chest spawn in this route, and there's also a little whirlpool to fish. So now the looting route is done, but there's still a little tech that I've not seen anyone use before. That's why I wanted to share this. As we can see right now, down there, usually there's 2 Kyrsa cards, but if you don't go down at all, they don't spawn. And so you just have to go on the side here, and then they won't spawn. They won't aggro you when you enter or when you leave, and you just are safer. After finishing Ethiron, you want to go take the left path because it is safer, and also that's how you get more chests. You simply want to follow the path. Be cautious towards the ladder section because I've seen quite a lot of people wipe from that, and I myself also wiped from it. Here I got hit because I just didn't dodge. Usually you're fine. But here is the section I'm talking about. If you're not cautious, he will grab you, and almost every time he throws you in the glowing orb and you wipe. So be cautious. He can also grab you while you're in the ladder, so still be cautious about that. Down there, there's also 2 Kyrsa cards that always spawn. You should be fine, don't do too much damage, but if you're trying to loot that chest, they can easily knock you down there. And right here's the last turn. There's also a small probability that a chest can spawn there, but usually doesn't. And that's the end of the run.